You know what's wild? Most Indians think that to earn 50,000 rupees per month in passive income, you need to be sitting on crores and crores of rupees. Like, genuinely, people think this is only for the ultra rich. But here's what nobody tells you. And this absolutely blew my mind when I first calculated it properly. The actual number is, well, let's just say it's both higher and lower than you think, depending on how you approach it. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today, because the difference between these two approaches could literally be the difference between retiring at 60 versus retiring at 45. My name is Rohan, and I spend way too much time thinking about dividend investing in the Indian stock market. If you're someone who's tired of your salary being the only source of income, if you're someone who looks at retired people and wonders how they actually pay their bills without a job, or if you're just sitting there thinking, man, there has to be a better way than working for the next 30 years, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. So, look, let me start with the uncomfortable truth that most financial influencers won't tell you because it doesn't make for sexy Instagram reels. To make 50,000 rupees per month in dividends, that's 6 lakh rupees per year, using safe blue chip dividend stocks in India in 2026, you'd need roughly 1.2 to 1.5 crore rupees in invested capital. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. Now, before you click away thinking, well, I don't have that kind of money, so this video isn't for me. Here's the thing. This is actually where it gets really interesting, because most people stop at this calculation and never dig deeper. They see that number and just give up. But understanding why this number exists, and more importantly, understanding the math behind it, is what separates people who build wealth from people who just dream about it. Part 1, the conservative approach. Here's how we get to that 1.2 to 1.5 crore rupees number, and I want you to really pay attention because this is where most people's financial education completely falls apart. As of February 2026, if you look at India's most reliable dividend paying stocks, I'm talking about companies like Coal India, Vedanta, Indian Oil Corporation, ITC, Hindustan Zinc, the realistic sustainable dividend yield you can expect is somewhere between 4 to 5%. Let me repeat that, 4 to 5%. Not the 8%, not the 12%, not the 15% yields you see on some random screener websites. Those high yields, they're either temporary, they're from companies in financial distress, or, and this is crucial, they are calculated on stocks whose prices have crashed. See, here's what most people don't realize. Dividend yield is a moving target. If a company pays 10 rupees per share in dividends and the stock price is 100 rupees, that's a 10% yield. But tomorrow, if that stock price drops to 50 rupees and the dividend stays 10 rupees, suddenly you're looking at a 20% yield. Looks amazing on a screener, right? Except the stock price crashed for a reason. And chances are that 10 rupees dividend is about to get slashed too. So we use conservative, sustainable numbers, 4 to 5%. Now the math becomes simple. Target annual income 6 lakh rupees. Sustainable dividend yield 4 to 5%. Capital required equals 6 lakh rupees divided by 0.045, using 4.5% as middle ground. Capital required equals 1.33 crore rupees. Here's where it gets slightly worse before it gets better. This is before taxes. According to current tax rules in 2026, dividend income is taxable at your income tax slab rate. If you're in the 30% tax bracket and you're earning 6 lakh rupees in dividends, you're paying 1 lakh 80,000 rupees in taxes, bringing your actual take home down to 4 lakh 20,000 rupees per year or 35,000 rupees per month. Wait, what? Yeah, to actually net 50,000 rupees per month after taxes, if you're in the 30% bracket, you'd need roughly 8 lakh 57,000 rupees in dividend income per year, which at a 4.5% yield means you need 1.9 crore rupees. Now you might be thinking, Rohan brother, this is depressing. Who has 1.9 crore rupees just lying around? I'm 28 years old, I just started saving seriously, I have maybe 5 lakh rupees in my bank account. What's the point of even watching this video? And look, I get it. That's a big number. But here's what's fascinating, and this is where the psychology shift happens that literally changes everything. That 1.9 crore rupees number, it's not about having it right now. It's about building towards it systematically. And this is where we need to talk about the actual game that wealthy people are playing while everyone else is just sitting on the sidelines. Part 2, the growth approach. Here's the thing that blew my mind when I finally understood it, and I'm going to explain it with real numbers from the Indian market in 2026. See, there are actually two types of dividend stocks. Type 1, high yield, slow growth companies. Example, Coal India, IOC, HPCL. Dividend yield 5 to 8%, annual growth 2 to 5%. These are your income now stocks. Type 2, moderate yield, high growth companies. Example, Nestle India, Bajaj Finance, HDFC Bank. Dividend yield 1 to 2%, annual growth 12 to 18%. These are your wealth building stocks. Now, most people hear dividend investing and immediately jump to type 1. Makes sense, right? You want dividend income, so you buy the highest yielding stocks. Except this is exactly backwards if you're younger than 50. Let me show you with actual numbers because this is genuinely life changing when you see it clearly. The 20-year comparison. Scenario A. You invest 10 lakh rupees today in high yield stocks averaging 6% dividend yield. Year 1 dividend 60,000 rupees, assuming 3% dividend growth per year. Year 10 dividend 80,634 rupees. Year 20 dividend 1,08,366 rupees. Total dividends received over 20 years approximately 16,50,000 rupees. Portfolio value after 20 years, assuming 5% price growth, approximately 26,50,000 rupees. Scenario B, you invest 10 lakh rupees today in dividend growth stocks averaging 1.5% initial yield but 15% annual growth. Year 1 dividend 15,000 rupees. Looks pathetic, I know. Year 10 dividend 60,819 rupees. Year 20 dividend 2,45,850 rupees. Total dividends received over 20 years approximately 20,40,000 rupees. Portfolio value after 20 years, assuming 12% price growth, approximately 96,50,000 rupees. Look at that. Look at those numbers. Same initial investment, scenario B gives you 24% more total dividends, a portfolio that's worth 3.6 times more, and in year 20, you're receiving 2.3 times more annual dividend income. This is where it gets really interesting because here's what most people completely miss. The reason most people fail at dividend investing isn't because they don't have enough money. It's because they're optimizing for the wrong time frame. When you're 30 and you invest 10 lakh rupees today, seeing 15,000 rupees in annual dividends or 1,250 rupees per month feels useless. It's not changing your life. So people either chase higher yields and end up in dividend traps, or B, give up on dividend investing altogether. But wealthy people, they are playing a completely different game. They understand that the question isn't how much dividend am I getting this year? The question is, what will this investment be paying me in 15 to 20 years? Because here's the thing, if you're 30 years old today and you want to retire at 50, you don't need income now. You need a system that builds to significant income 20 years from now. And the mathematics of compound growth are so powerful that starting with a lower yield but higher growth rate will always beat starting with a high yield but low growth rate over a 15 plus year time frame. Let me say that again because this is crucial. Over long time frames, dividend growth beats dividend yield. Okay, so now that we understand the power of dividend growth, let me show you the actual path to 50,000 rupees per month in dividend income. And I'm going to use realistic numbers from where you might be today. Let's say you're starting with current savings 5 lakh rupees, monthly savings capacity 25,000 rupees, time horizon 20 years, target 6 lakh rupees per year, 50,000 rupees per month in dividend income. Phase 1, the building years, years 1 to 10. Strategy, 70% dividend growth stocks, 30% index funds. Invest your 5 lakh rupees initial plus 25,000 rupees monthly SIP. Year 1, total investment 8 lakh rupees. Expected dividend yield on dividend portion 1.5 to 2%. Year 1 annual dividend approximately 8400 rupees. Yeah, it's small. But watch what happens with consistent investing. After year 5, portfolio value approximately 23 lakh rupees, annual dividend approximately 45,000 rupees. After year 10, portfolio value approximately 57 lakh rupees, annual dividend approximately 1,55,000 rupees. Your dividends are now covering your monthly SIP amount. This is where it starts getting interesting. Phase 2, the transition years, years 11 to 15. Strategy, 50% dividend growth, 50% high yield. After year 12, portfolio value approximately 88 lakh rupees, annual dividend approximately 2,85,000 rupees. After year 15, Portfolio value approximately 1.38 crore rupees. Annual dividend approximately 4,95,000 rupees. Do you see what's happening? Your dividend income is now 4,95,000 rupees per year. That's 41,250 rupees per month. You're almost at your goal. Phase 3. The income years, years 16 to 20. Strategy: 30% dividend growth, 70% high yield. After year 20, portfolio value approximately 2.15 crore rupees. Annual dividend approximately 8,20,000 rupees. That's 68,333 rupees per month in dividend income. You've blown past your 50,000 rupees per month target. Here's what most people don't realize. This entire strategy required initial capital 5 lakh rupees, less than what many people spend on a car, monthly investment 25,000 rupees. Definitely high, but not impossible for a decent salary. Time 20 years. Total money you put in 65 lakh rupees. Result: a portfolio worth 2.15 crore rupees generating 8,20,000 rupees annually. The difference between your contribution 65 lakh rupees and your end result 2.15 crore rupees is 1.5 crore rupees. That's the power of compound growth plus dividend reinvestment. But here's where it gets really crazy, and this is something I never see people talk about: the acceleration phase. Remember how in year 10 your annual dividend was 1,55,000 rupees? That's approximately 13,000 rupees per month. Now what if instead of spending that 13,000 rupees, you reinvest it? Your monthly investment effectively becomes 25,000 rupees from salary plus 13,000 rupees from dividends equals 38,000 rupees. By year 15, your annual dividend is 4,95,000 rupees, 41,250 rupees per month. Reinvest that and your effective monthly investment is now 66,250 rupees. This is the magic that nobody talks about. Your dividend income starts funding additional investments, which generates more dividends, which funds more investments. This is called the dividend snowball effect. And it's literally how wealthy families in India have maintained generational wealth for decades. The Tatas, the Ambanis, the Birlas, their wealth isn't just in what they own, it's in the dividends their holdings generate, which they can reinvest to generate more dividends. Now look, I'm going to be brutally honest here because I think financial YouTubers do their audience a disservice by making everything sound easy. Can you get to 50,000 rupees per month in dividends? Absolutely yes. Will it be easy? Absolutely no. Here's what the journey actually looks like. Year 1 to 3, you're investing 25,000 rupees per month and receiving maybe 1,500 to 3,000 rupees per month in dividends. It feels pointless. You'll question whether this is working. Your friends will be buying cars and going on international trips while you're putting money into stocks. Year 4 to 7, your dividends might be 5,000 to 12,000 rupees per month. Better, but still not life-changing. You'll be tempted to stop. This is where 80% of people give up. Year 8 to 12, your dividends are now 15,000 to 35,000 rupees per month. This is where it starts feeling real. This is where you realize the compounding is actually working. Year 13 plus, your dividends are generating more money monthly than many people's salaries. This is where the sacrifice feels worth it. The psychological challenge isn't the math works perfectly. The challenge is having the discipline to stick with it for 8 to 10 years while seeing minimal results. Okay, so let's get practical. If you're actually going to do this, here's what it looks like in the Indian market right now in February 2026. For the dividend growth portion, look at Nestle India, yield approximately 1.2% but consistent 12 to 15% dividend growth. Asian Paints, yield approximately 1% but rock solid business. HDFC Bank, yield approximately 1.3% with stable growth. Titan Company, yield approximately 0.8% but excellent growth trajectory. Bajaj Finance, yield approximately 1.5% with strong fundamentals. For the high yield transition portion, consider Coal India, yield approximately 5.5%, government backing. IOC, yield approximately 6.8%, stable PSU. ITC, yield approximately 4.2%, diversified business. HPCL, yield approximately 6%, energy sector stability. Vedanta, yield approximately 6.5% but more cyclical. Critical rules. Never chase yields above 8%. They're almost always value traps. Diversify across 12 to 15 stocks minimum. Company-specific risk is real. Check dividend history. Look for companies with 10 plus years of consistent payments. Understand payout ratios. If a company is paying out 80% plus of earnings as dividends, that's unsustainable. Reinvest dividends until you actually need the income. This is non-negotiable for growth. The tax efficiency strategy. Here's something that can actually save you significant tax legally, and I need to be very clear about this because there's a lot of misinformation out there. Currently, dividends are taxed at your income tax slab. If you're in the 30% bracket and earn 6 lakh rupees in dividends, you're paying 1 lakh 80,000 rupees in taxes. Now here's the legitimate strategy that CAs won't hate me for. Gift capital to your parents or adult children, 18 plus. Under Section 64 of the Income Tax Act, there's something called clubbing of income. If you gift money to your spouse and they invest it, that dividend income gets clubbed back to your income. So that doesn't work, and anyone telling you otherwise is giving you illegal tax advice. But, and this is important, clubbing provisions do not apply to gifts given to parents or adult children above 18. Here's how it works. Example 1. Senior citizen parents. Your father is retired, total income 4 lakh rupees per year. You gift him 50 lakh rupees to invest in dividend stocks. He earns 2 lakh 50,000 rupees in dividends, 5% yield. His total income 6 lakh 50,000 rupees. His tax liability approximately 52,500 rupees after 50,000 senior citizen exemption. If you had earned that 2 lakh 50,000 dividend in 30% bracket, 75,000 rupees tax. Legitimate savings 22,500 rupees per year. Example 2. Adult children. Your 22-year-old son is in college, no other income. You gift him 30 lakh rupees to invest. He earns 1 lakh 50,000 rupees in dividends. His total income 1 lakh 50,000 rupees, below the basic exemption limit of 2 lakh 50,000 rupees. His tax 0 rupees. If you had earned that 1 lakh 50,000, 45,000 rupees in taxes. Legitimate savings 45,000 rupees per year. Over 20 years, this strategy can save you 4 to 9 lakh rupees in taxes depending on your situation. Important note on screen, consult a CA before implementing. Gift tax implications and documentation requirements apply. But here's the catch, and this is crucial. You need to actually gift the money. You can't control it, you can't take it back whenever you want. It's genuinely their money. For senior citizen parents, this usually works fine because of mutual trust. For young adult children, you need to consider maturity and financial literacy. The key is this is legitimate tax planning, not tax evasion. The income genuinely belongs to them, they file their own returns, and you document the gift properly. Look, I'm going to end this with something personal because I think it's important. When I first calculated what it would actually take to build significant dividend income, I was discouraged. 1.5 to 2 crore rupees felt impossible. I was earning 8 lakh rupees per year, saving maybe 15,000 rupees per month, and the math seemed like it would take forever. But here's what changed my mindset completely. I realized that I was going to work for the next 30 years anyway. The time was going to pass whether I invested or not. The question wasn't, is 20 years too long? The question was, do I want to be 50 years old still completely dependent on my salary? Or do I want to be 50 years old with 50,000 rupees plus per month in passive income? When you frame it that way, the choice becomes obvious. Every 25,000 rupees you invest today is with 20 years of compounding and dividend reinvestment worth 3 to 4 lakh rupees in your portfolio. Every single SIP, every single dividend reinvested, every single year of staying disciplined is literally buying you freedom in the future. And here's the final thing I'll say. The Indian market in 2026 is actually set up beautifully for this strategy. We have strong corporate governance improving across PSUs, a growing economy, 6% plus GDP growth, more companies adopting consistent dividend policies, better tax treatment than fixed deposits, access to quality companies through fractional investing. The opportunity is there. The math works. The only question is, are you willing to play the long game? Because here's the uncomfortable truth that nobody wants to hear. There is no shortcut to 50,000 rupees per month in dividends. No stock tip, no trading strategy, no crypto coin is going to get you there faster than systematic, disciplined, long-term dividend investing. But if you start today, literally today, and you stick with it for 15 to 20 years, you won't just hit 50,000 rupees per month, you'll blow past it. And 20 years from now, you'll look back at this video, at this moment, and you'll think, thank God I started. So that's it. That's how much you need to make 50,000 rupees per month in dividends. And more importantly, that's how you actually get there starting from wherever you are today. If this helped you, hit that like button. If you're serious about building wealth, subscribe to the channel. And if you have questions, drop them in the comments. I read every single one. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep building, keep investing, and remember, time in the market beats timing the market every single time.